Alright, I'll be honest. I picked up this game because I wanted to run around with a gun and a Pokemon. Is that a crime? Running around with a gun and a Pokemon? Alright, that's actually probably a crime. Okay, so you know in Skyrim or Fallout when you need supplies to build a thing, but you don't want to spend money on supplies to build a thing. So you just go out exploring in hopes you'll trip over it somewhere? That's essentially where my Zen relaxation spot in games comes from. If I want to unwind after a hard day and not think too much, but also not be bored, that's the sweet spot. I like a little light adventuring and a little looting. I don't like a whole lot of danger either, unless I accidentally fall down a hole and there's a Deathclaw nesting there. That's happened. I like it to not be too challenging, but I like the sense of adventure that keeps me going. That is Skybreak. Like, there's no food bar, there's no sleep bar, there's no different parts of your body that can get hurt, there's no radiation, there's no worrying about temperature or shelter. The only thing you have to worry about is the storm. And at first the storm is scary because you don't know how to control it. But once you realize that all you have to do is run over to one of these sprinklers and then push the sprinkler button and then the storm goes away, it kind of becomes less threatening. I like it as a game mechanic because it keeps me from just running from one place to another without having to worry at all about supplies or anything killing me, but ultimately it's not a huge challenge. It's less of a survival game and more of an adventure one. Instead of one big map you can run around in, there are islands you have to unlock, and they all have their own theme. And if you guessed forest, desert, and ice, you win! You also get this space station treehouse that is basically like a safe zone where you can heal your boo-boos, you can start your own weed business, and you can check on your robots. Can't these guys get bigger pens? You get robots by hacking into them, which, okay, this looks like a minigame from Mass Effect, like the original hacking, right? Am I the only one that sees this? Once you hack into them, they become your companions, and you have to keep them alive. If you're anything like me, as soon as you get one, you never let it die. You can sometimes go in and re-hack him because he has all of the upgrades or whatever, but every once in a while, he'll faint on this pile of other robot buddies that look exactly the same as him, and so you'll never know who you're actually hacking. And there's a countdown timer, so if you're hacking into the wrong one, you're crap out of luck. You can also craft the essential stuff. And the crafting in this game is you take a piece of plant and you take a piece of plant goop and you smush them together until you make a battery or a bomb or something. And once you understand how everything works in the game and you upgrade all your stuff, the game gets way easier instead of harder. Like, there's harder bosses and stuff, but as soon as you understand how to take them down, it's not difficult at all. The whole point of this game is to try and find the cure by picking plants and rubbing them together. I found the cure by the time I was on the second island, and I think that happens to a lot of people. And I think the cure is actually a really good analogy for the difficulty curve in this game. You get the point of it pretty fast, and the rest of the game is just running around doing stuff because you like it, not because the game wrote a story about how you need to cure some humanity disease. It's because you want to go look at the trees instead. So if you're looking for a serious, hardcore adventure survival game where every move you make needs to be calculated and you might still accidentally sprain your ankle and die, this game is not for you. It is not that hard. It is not really about survival. It's more about adventure and seeing the sights and having your robot companion friend. This game is fun to just spend a few hours learning how to play and then jumping in when you want to relax and see some beautiful digital landscapes. I mean, look how cool this looks. This looks pretty cool. I mean, it's buggy. Like, every time I touch one of these beacons, my cat runs right into me, just headbutts right into me. And, okay, now that I think about it, that's That's pretty par for the course for cats, but it's still a weird bug. And, running around, there's a lot of it. There's a whole lot of it. Sometimes you find your mind wandering. You think to yourself, I wonder why you can't name the robots. Why can't I customize my gear to be a pretty color? Why can't I change the color of my mechs so I can keep track of them? Why can't I build my own sky base with blackjack and hookers? Why is there only this gun and not a sword? People in the Steam forums keep talking about a Halo sword. I want the sword. Your mind tends to wander in this game, so I would suggest listening to a podcast, perhaps one called Diecast, or something like that. Music is another great thing to listen to when you're playing games like this. I actually like having games that I can play, that I can listen to other things and not have to worry about messing up too much in the game because I'm focusing on the song or what someone is saying. Otherwise, your mind might start wandering towards what would have made this game much more substantial and much longer than a 3 to 6 hour romp through Alien Land. I'm kind of curious if they're going to add stuff later on, and I think it's definitely a possibility. So if you don't really need a game to play while you're listening to podcasts, or this isn't your version of Zen, I would consider just waiting for them to add a little bit more meat. Like, just let me name the robot. Let me name my cat Mr. Pants. It's not asking too much.